Have you ever felt like something deep within you is shifting? Like you're waking up from a long dream you didn't know you were in? You're not alone, and guess what? You're not crazy. You may be experiencing a spiritual awakening, and that, my friend, is only the beginning. Welcome back to Journey to Dom, and I'm Dominique. Here we are on a journey to heal through movement, mindset, and truth. If you're on the path to a deeper self-love and growth, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're talking about the 7 powerful signs you're experiencing a spiritual awakening and why it's not something everyone will get to go through in this lifetime. However, if you are embarking on this journey, I'll be the first to tell you it mostly isn't easy. Let me be completely honest, it won't be easy at all. But it is a calling that can't be ignored. A life-changing experience that you'll never forget. So let's dive in. Sign number 1, you feel disconnected from the old you. Now, in my personal experience, this was the first indicator on my own journey. Certain practices or entertainment wasn't fulfilling anymore. For a while, I felt like I didn't know me anymore. This led me on a deep dive of getting to know myself all over again. Old conversations, toxic patterns, even certain friendships just didn't feel like it aligned anymore. And you maybe experienced this as well. You're not interested in the same things because you're not the same person. And that's not a loss. That's growth and evolution. Sign number 2, increased sensitivity. This one for me, I must say, was very jarring, especially when it came to interacting with people. It felt like I could feel a person before they came into the room. This made me question my own energy and emotions. Like, I was fine a few minutes ago, and now my anxiety is up out of nowhere. Picking up on energy in a way I never noticed before. You may notice that loud environments or people become really overwhelming. You start to crave nature, stillness, and quiet. This isn't weakness, it's awareness. Your soul is tuning in so that you can receive messages that the universe, God, Spirit, whomever you believe in or pray to. Sign number 3, emotional waves and their intense. I'm going to keep it real. This part I hated the most, to the point where I would say to myself, I don't have the energy or the time to even cry today, because I knew it was coming. For me, these were old, deep wounds and issues that needed to be healed and cleared. And ignoring them only made it worse. Suddenly, you cry more, you feel everything more deeply: joy, sadness, anger, love. This emotional purging is a part of your awakening. You're clearing out years, sometimes generations of stored energy. Sign number 4, you start questioning everything. I believe this is the hardest for a lot of people. Unfortunately, many begin to learn that what they've been taught isn't exactly the truth, or basically a flat-out lie. This can cause deep anger, resentment, or even depression, especially when that belief system is deeply tied to their identity and it is challenged. This can cause deep anger, resentment, or even depression. Usually, the interaction is, "You mean to tell me this whole time?" This can cause what is known as an ego death. It's a term used to describe the loss of one's sense of self or subjective identity. Even though this may sound harsh, it's actually a good thing. This can help with the releasing of an old identity that no longer serves you, and the new person or new life you're creating. Because truth rises when illusion falls away. Sign number 5, you feel alone, but also guided. Yes, awakening can be lonely, but there's also the strange sense that you're not actually alone. This is what the spiritual community calls hermit mode. It's a period of introspection, self-reflection, and solitude, often experienced during a spiritual awakening or personal growth process. For me, it's a period when I needed to hear my own voice and thoughts. Being a parent and working parent, I have to take care of so many people's opinions and emotions and problems. However, this time is for me to reconnect with myself. No, I don't neglect my responsibilities or the people I love, but sometimes healing requires blocking out outside noise, which is also why I take social media breaks. It can be extremely overwhelming with all the negativity online and in real life combined, so I recommend that for everyone. Also, you may start noticing repeating numbers, dreams, synchronicities. This is a sign that your guides or higher self is speaking. In the beginning, I used to get those frustrating 1111, 222s, 555s, or other numbers because I didn't know what they wanted me to know. However, this is why it's so important to learn yourself. I came to the realization that it was confirmation on either what I said or what I was thinking at the time. So if I was on the right track, I would randomly see these numbers. Also, my guides speak to me in music lyrics because they know I love music. My thoughts are, if it's a vibe, let it fly. I get random lyrics from songs I hadn't heard in years, and I know intuitively that there's a message for me. If you have your own personal example of this, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Remember, when you awaken, the universe begins to whisper. Sign number 6. You're drawn to spiritual practice. Now, this can come in the forms of meditation, prayer, energy work, or my personal favorite, journal writing. You're constantly hungry for tools that align with your spirit, a way to connect with yourself and spirit. I use most of the tools mentioned because I use different methods for what my soul needs at the time. I especially love taking what I call my divine feminine bath. I add salts and herbs to the baths, light my candles, turn off the lights, close my eyes, and do breathing exercises. And guess what? I love it. As a mom, being in the shower or bath is usually the only time we have. So I take full advantage of my time to recenter and spiritually cleanse myself. Because healing isn't a one-time event. It becomes your sacred way of living. Sign number 7. You feel called to help others. At this very moment, this is where I am in my spiritual walk and why I created this series. There are many times where I question whether or not to take my channel in this direction. No one knows this, but I had a real internal struggle, fighting my own self-sabotaging thoughts and emotions. But I knew I wanted to help others, which is why I'm in the medical field, but I knew I wanted to do more. However, it wasn't so simple, but spirit kept pushing me, and I couldn't ignore it any longer. I've been called to become a healer. To be completely honest, I'm still figuring out this walk and what that actually looks like going forward. But I know I wouldn't be happy doing anything else. As you awaken, you feel the pull to help, to be of service. Think of it like this. You're no longer just healing for yourself. You're healing for your lineage, your community, and all while breaking generational curses. Awakened souls don't seek followers. They seek freedom for all. Finally, why this is a privilege, not a trend. In my last video, I talked about why healing is a privilege and why you should take advantage of it. If you'd like to check it out, I've linked it in this video. It's a great precursor on the importance of taking this journey seriously. Look, spiritual awakening isn't meant to be trendy or glamorous. It's sacred. Not everyone is meant to awaken in this lifetime, and that's okay. But if you're here, have been stirred up in your soul, you were chosen. Your soul knew it was time. Awakening is not an escape. It's a return to your true self. Always remember, you're not broken. However, this spiritual awakening is your true self breaking out. Free yourself from toxic behaviors and environments that wouldn't allow you to grow. Your tears are sacred. Your solitude is sacred. And your healing is sacred. Honor the signs and stay grounded. You are not alone on this journey. If this video spoke to your spirit today, I invite you to subscribe, leave a comment, and share your experience. This community is safe and a sacred space, and your voice matters here. Lastly, I leave you with this. Words may get lost in translation, but energy never lies. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.